Right guys, time for another RLR beer shot. For this one we go to Nagakute, Aichi Prefecture, Central Japan. Another beer from the wonderful Totopia Brewery. This one is called Jellyphobia, comes in at 8.5% ABV, a West Coast Imperial Double, whatever you want to call it, IPA. My very first West Coast Double, or West Coast IPA of any kind that I'm trying from this brewery. And I tell you something, it turned out to be really damn nice. So the beer poured this lovely kind of pale golden straw colour, not a lot of head on it when it came out. It actually looked a little bit more like a kind of premium lager or a Helles or something like that. The aroma wasn't too kind of pungent in this one. You did get a little bit of a kind of oily tropical fruit, a little bit of bready character, quite a little bit of biscuit, and some kind of floral notes as well. But the focus really should be on the flavour with this one. This is quite an old school West Coast Double IPA and quite dry and bitter, but it is very, very nice, I have to say. Very impressed with this one. So backbone of the beer, lovely kind of fresh white bready bread crust in there. When you move further forward on that middle 30 palate, there's a little bit of woody note there. There's a layer of Jacob's cream cracker. You've got a slightly drier layer of a kind of wholemeal brown bready sort of note coming out of this one. The fluffier white bread sits on top of that. Then there's a bit of a kind of more, what I suspect is a Pilsner malty type quality in this one. A little bit drier and bitier further back on the palate. But you've got that nice oily circle in the middle of your tongue. Sweet kind of concentrated biscuity note in there. Then it's surrounded by the kind of sweeter, crisper side of the McVitie's digestive biscuit. But as I say, Pilsner malty crispness and dryness further back there. On the back third of your palate, you've got all these kind of bready layers that I was talking about earlier. But on top of that, you've got the yeasty note out of the beer. So at its core, it's like a more dense, slightly dry brown bready note. As you move further out from that, you get a bit of more white bready character. Then it's a kind of crackery, bread crusty sort of note that comes out of the beer, and that lingers into the aftertaste as well. So yeah, you get quite a bit of dryness and bitterness out of this beer into the aftertaste. On the hoppy side of things then, this one incidentally has Chinook, Simcoe, Nectaron and Nelson Sauvin in it. So back corners of the palate, a little bit earthy as you move further forward, quite a little bit of pine resin, and then some spicy floral aromaticity and nice zesty grassiness around the front curve of your tongue. On the fruity side of things, front third of your palate, you've got grapefruit further back from the Chinook. As you move further forward, the nice oily passion fruit from the Simcoe, the apricot and the pineapple from the Nectaron in the middle. Then the front half of that front third of your tongue is that oily kind of white, green, grapey, gooseberry note from the Nelson Sauvin. A little touch of lime in there as well, actually, I would say. Mouthfeel wise for me, this beer is mid-bodied, really smooth carbonation, lovely clean slickness to it. Malt base is a bit drier underneath, smooth in the middle, sweeter on top. I think about 80, 90 IBUs in this one. A proper old school West Coast Double IPA, but very, very drinkable, almost dangerously slow. So yeah, this one is the Jellyphobia, an 8.5% West Coast Double IPA from the wonderful Totopia Brewery in Nagakute, Aichi Prefecture.